giống như cái bài không phải okay.
Intelligence with special focus on Northeast India, organized by IQC Inaugural College. I take the honor and pleasure to extend a very warm and hearty welcome to everyone. We are really privileged and honored to have amongst us today Honorable Vice Chancellor of Assam Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, Singsagar, Professor Dr. Devabrata Das sir, who is going to deliver the keynote address. We are also honored to have amongst us our esteemed resource persons, Dr. Alok Ranjan Datta sir, Associate Professor of the Department of Economics, Tribhuvan University. And also we have amongst us Dr. Anup Kumar Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics of Rajiv Gandhi University, who is going to join us online. To begin our inaugural session of our national seminar, I would first like to invite our honorable principal, Dr. Pakamasi Mohammed sir, to honor the dais. Thank you. I consider it a great honor to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor of Assam Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, Professor Devabrata Das sir, to the dais. I request Surajit Saika to come to the dais. Thank you, sir. May I now invite Honorable President of Governing Body of Karnal College, Sri Viman Sakraborla sir, onto the dais. Thank you, sir. I next invite our esteemed resource person, Dr. Alok Ranjan Datta sir, onto the dais. Next, I invite respected Vice Principal of the College, Dr. Imam Mutipur Madam, to the dais. Thank you, ma'am. We would now like to felicitate our esteemed guests on the dais. First, I would like to request Ms. Vidasri Anantara, Assistant Professor of the Department of Physics, to felicitate Honorable Principal Sir. Next, I invite Dr. Pamita Fujan, Assistant Professor of the Department of Mathematics, to felicitate Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Devabrata Das sir. I now invite Ms. Devutati Bokolia, Assistant Professor at the Department of Physics, To felicitate Honorable President of the body, Sri demands of the board. I would like to invite Dr. Priyanka, Assistant Professor in the Department of Sociology, felicitate Dr. Alok Mandan. Next, we would like to offer a small token of love and respect for Honorable Mrs. Bird, Dr. Vedanta Bird. I request Dr. to formally token. May I now invite Ms. Sangeeta Setia, Assistant Professor of the Department of Botany, to felicitate respected Vice Principal Dr. Rina Jivan. Next, we move to the writing of the ceremony. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan University of Corporate Management, Professor Devendra Sir, and other representatives on the dais to come forward for the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. I request the felicitation committee members to help the lighting of the lamp. Thank you so much. call upon Honorable Principal of College, Dr. Masih Mohammed, to deliver his recommendations.
Namaskar. A very good morning to you all. Respected Professor Biman Chandra Borua sir, Honorable President, Governing Body, Gorgaon College, who is the inaugurator of the inaugural session of the National Seminar organized by the IQVC Gorgaon College, Professor Dr. Debabrata Das sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Assam Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, who is the keynote speaker of the seminar. Respected Dr. Aluk Ranjan Doctor, Professor, Department of Economics, Dibrugarh University. Dr. Rina Henry, Vice Principal of our college. Respected teachers, respected faculty members, participants coming from various colleges and universities, researchers, and my dear students. At the very outset, I would like to take the privilege to welcome you all to the national seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat, opportunities and challenges with special focus on Northeast India, organized by the IQVC Gorgaon College. Established on September 7, 1959, Gorgaon College is one of the oldest and most eminent higher education institutions of Assam. We envision Gorgaon College as a center of excellence that provides unparalleled academic opportunities through cognitive integration of teaching and learning to transform our students into rational thinkers, competent leaders in different fields, and above all, as good human beings. I am delighted that as part of our endeavor to impart quality education and create an environment congenial for research, a national seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat, opportunities and challenges with special focus on Northeast India is being organized by the IQVC of our college. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, or Self-Reliant India campaign, is the vision of the new India envisaged by the Government of India under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The principal objective of the campaign is to make the country and its citizens independent and self-reliant in the Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is economy, infrastructure, technology-driven system, vibrant demography, and demand. Along with the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, the government has already taken some bold steps of reform in various sectors like agriculture, economy, MSME, and human resource development, etc. The IQVC of Gorgaon College has taken the initiative to organize this seminar with an objective of bringing together the researchers, academicians, professionals, and students to examine, explore, and discuss the prospects and challenges of the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign in India's Northeast. The seminar specially focuses on the problems and prospects regarding self-reliant campaign or Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan in special reference to India's Northeast. So it is indeed a great gratification for me to welcome you all to the college and also to have the opportunity to host you all. I am positive that the deliberation and discussions that will be taken place in every technical session of the national seminar will pave the way for new imaginations in making the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan effective and successful in the region. Again, I would like to welcome you all. I would like to congratulate the participants. I hope your participation will make our event a great success. I would like to offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to our keynote speaker, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Argucom, Professor Dr. Deborah Das, who was kind enough to give us the consent to be a part of the national seminar, and he has consented to deliver the keynote speech of the seminar. I also offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor Alup Ranjan Dr, Department of Economics, Dibrugarh University, who has also become a part of our seminar. And I also offer my sincere thanks to our President Governing Body, Professor Biman Chandra Borua sir, for his continuous support and cooperation towards any of our academic and developmental endeavor that has been taken by Economic College. I offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to the organizers, the IQSC, the coordinator, Dr. Surajit Chakya and his entire team, and my faculty members, my employees, non-teaching staff, and my dear students for your kind support and your participation to make the event a big success. With these few words, I would like to welcome you all and hope the deliberation that will be taken place in the national seminar in Atmanirbhar Bharat will definitely pave the way for a new thinking, for new imagination in that area, in the region. With these few words, I would like to again welcome you all. Thank you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the invaluable words of encouragement and also for sharing your thoughts on the seminar. We look forward to your continued support and hope to achieve greater milestones under your dynamic leadership. I now invite Honorable President of Governing Body, Sri Biman Chandra Borua sir, to kindly inaugurate our national seminar.
Vice Chancellor, Dibrugarh University English Department of Amania Professor আৰু এই কলেজৰ অধ্যাপক অধ্যাপিকাসকল আৰু ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী বন্ধু-বান্ধৱ, আজি এই ব্লগখনত আমাৰ বৰগা কলেজৰ IPSৰ সৌজন্য নেশ্যনেল চেমিনাৰখনৰ আজি শুভ উদ্বোধন মোৰ এই বক্তব্যৰে জনালো।
Thank you so much, sir, for inaugurating our national seminar and sharing your valuable words with us. We now move to the much awaited keynote address to be delivered by Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, Sipsapur, Professor Deborah Das sir. But first, I would like to give a brief introduction. Professor Deborah Das assumed office as the third Vice Chancellor of Assam Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, Sagar, on 8 March 2022. Prior to joining as Vice Chancellor, Professor Das worked as an Arunachal Pradesh Private Educational Institutions Regulatory Commission, Itanagar. He is a professor who is currently on the Department of Business Administration, National State University, and held positions of head of the department and director of education university's Center for Open and Distance Learning. Professor Das had also served at Mohali University and Rajiv Gandhi Central University. A PhD in Commerce, Professor Das is a recipient of postdoc fellowship under Indo-French Program of Cooperation in Social Sciences. He was also a researcher under Microfinance Researchers Alliance Program funded by Ford Foundation and IFMR. Professor Das' research interests include financial management, cooperatives, microfinance, financial inclusion, among others. He also directed several research projects funded by UC, ICSSR, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, IGNOR, and Ford Foundation. Moreover, he is also the founder General Secretary of Northeast India Commerce and Management Association. So I now request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Devarata Das, Sir, to kindly deliver the keynote address. Sir, please. We also have amongst us Dr. Alok Ranjan Dasta, Associate Professor of the Department of Economics, Dibrugarh University. So we would now like to request Dr. Alok Ranjan Dasta sir to speak a few words before the keynote address starts. So please.
Thank you. Respected principal sir of this college, respected vice chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management, respected madam, vice president madam, respected chairman of this college, and all the other faculties and scholars and my students. So at the outset, I would like to offer my thanks to IQSC Government College, rather the entire college, for inviting me and giving me a chance to be a part of this program. So I'm really looking forward to hear from the participants and particularly keynote address. Before that, just a few things I would like to share with you because the theme of the seminar is Atmanirbhar. It's a very much So as you all know that we all know the fact that the idea of this Atmanirbhar actually came into life during the time of COVID, and also you've seen that during the Russian-Ukraine war also the same situation because global supply chain, which is mostly dominated by China, that got disrupted. So if we analyze the trade pattern of India, then we find that India mostly imports from China. So once the COVID is supply chain got disrupted, then it was realized that too much dependence on imports is not only economically bad idea, but also from strategic point of view, it's a bad idea. So at that time, it was thought that okay, we should go for local production, local markets, and the local supply network. Right. So when we import more, export less, that means our demand is more, production is less. So from that point of view, PM Narendra Modi actually urged the people of India to go for to increase the local production, and we also be careful about that self-sufficiency or self-reliant. It doesn't mean that self-isolation. And it doesn't mean, and it not
আপোনালোকে দেখিছে যে এতিয়া গোটেই production system to mechanize হৈ গৈছে গাড়ী এখন বনাবৰ কাৰণে আগতে assembly line আছিল assembly line তাতে লেবাৰে গাড়ী বনাই আছিল বনাই বিভিন্ন ধৰণে দাঙি আনি এনেকে assembly কৰাই পেলাই assembly line ৰ গাড়ীখন উলিয়াই লৈ গৈছিল প্ৰথমতে structure লগাইছিল তাৰ পিছতে তাত চকা লগাইছিল তাৰ পিছতে তাত সাইডৰ বডি লগাইছিল তাৰ পিছতে বেলেগে assembly line ৰং কৰিছিল তো বিভিন্ন assembly line of section asile he section of আমি মানে বেছি গতিকে আজিকালি যুগটো এটো হৈছে যে এতিয়া টেকনলজি সব কথাতে টেকনলজি হ'ব এতিয়া তো ষ্টুডেন্ট বিলাকে ইমান টেকনলজি আটাইতকৈ বেছি টেকনলজি ইউজ কৰে ষ্টুডেন্ট বিলাকে কি কৰে কিবা এটা নাজানিলে কি কৰে ইভেন ক্লাছত থাকিলে মোবাইলটো ব্যৱহাৰ কৰে আৰু সারে বাইরে যদি কিবা এটা কৈছে কিবা এটা শব্দ অৰ্থ বুজি নাপালে তেওঁলোকে লগে লগে টাইপ কৰে গুগল বাবা খুদে আৰু গুগল বাবাই উত্তৰটো দিয়ে এতিয়া তাতকৈ গুগল বাবাৰ উত্তৰ নথকা একো নাই সকলো উত্তৰ আছে তাতকৈ আৰু এটা ডাঙৰ গুৰুত্ব ওলাইছে এতিয়া এজনৰ নাম হৈছে চ্যাট জিপিটি এতিয়া প্ৰশ্নৰ উত্তৰ একাডেমিক উত্তৰ দিয়াই নহয় তেওঁলোকে যদি তোমালোকে যদি কোৱা যে আমাৰ প্ৰধানমন্ত্ৰী নৰেন্দ্ৰ মোদীৰ বিষয়ে এটা কবিতা লিখিব লাগে তেওঁ কবিতাটো লিখি দিব লগে লগে উইদিন নো টাইম লগে লগে এটা ধুনীয়া কবিতা একদম ৰিদমিক কবিতা এটা উলিয়াই পেলাই তোমালোকৰ যদি সেইটো কবিতা যদি পছন্দ নহয় তেতিয়াহ'লে মই ষ্টুডেণ্টক উদ্দেশ্য কৰি কৈছো দেই তেতিয়াহ'লে তোমালোকে ক'ব পাৰা যে মোক আৰু এটা কবিতা লাগে এইটো ভাল লাগে আৰু এটা কবিতা দি দিওঁ সেইটো কবিতাটো কিন্তু আগৰ কবিতাটো তাৰমানে সেইখিনি লাগে আৰ্টিফিচিয়েল ইন্টেলিজেন্স বোলা এটা টেকনলজি আছে সেই টেকনলজি দ্বিতীয়তে আগতে টেকনলজি হৈছে এই টেকনলজি আৰ্টিফিচিয়েল ইন্টেলিজেন্স তোমালোকে যদি ইউটিউবত এটা বস্তু চোৱা তাৰপিছত দেখিবা তোমাৰ তাতে নটিফিকেশন আহি আছে ক্ৰিয়েটিভ these are all technology system so now all the activities of the world is going to become technology dominated and there are some advantages and the advantages are to be taken by the Indian economy to have the quantum jump নহলে এনেইটো quantum jump কৰিম বুলি ক'লে নহব এখন কান্ট্ৰি আজি সব ইউএসএ আৰু ইউকে বা অন্য যিবিলাক এডভান্স কান্ট্ৰি আছে কানাডা এইবিলাকত 3% গ্ৰোথ যদি কোনোবাৰ হ'ল তেতিয়াহ'লে তো সাংঘাতিক ধৰণৰ প্ৰতিক্ৰিয়া our economy 3% growth is it's very challenging to have 3% growth in advanced country কিন্তু আমাৰ ইয়াত কি 3% growth হলে চৰকাৰ কোন ভাগিয়ে যাব ইমান কম গ্ৰোথত আমি মানিব নোৱাৰো আমাক মিনিমাম গ্ৰোথ কিমান লাগিব 7% কোভিড আছিল বুলি আমি ঠিক আছে 4% 5% মানি ললো কোভিড কাৰণে otherwise anything below 7% we are not going back sir and we want ideally to be in double digit growth right we start with double digit growth for have party Paris সেই ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি আকৌ ইন্টিগ্ৰেটেড গ্ৰোথ অফ quantum jump গতিকে there has to be some basis on which we have done and there have to be some strategies and these strategies that are strategizing the Indian economy is the system then main point comes here is demographic the demand to call demand supply because already kole and this is detailed demand supply so we have to create the demand for certain things which are actually local and we have to meet certain demand which are already there some products are demanded internationally and we try to produce those and some products might not have local demand but we have to create local by the target of for local. He has talked about local. So currently there is no demand. Earlier, once upon a time there was, but that was not called demand because this was not in the market. But since we talk about the market, there has to be proper demand and supply channel, which have to be met with the price. It will be price like a demand line. I got low fat price as in by Zikar low fat Zikar to Hatu, take Hatu positive by Kinibon. Into how can we make demand of those products which are naturally available in this abundant in India, but it may create a huge market. So that is the demand. Any normal demand supply relation, discuss why it is coming in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat is to make the Atmanirbhar Bharat Atmanirbhar, we have to create demand with certain goods which are naturally abundant and locally abundant, but there's a lot of demand. এতিয়া মই আসল কথাটোলৈ আহো যিটোত মই বেছি গুৰুত্ব দিব বিচাৰিছো আজি মোৰ হাতত সেইটো হ'ল ডেমোগ্ৰাফি আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়ান ডেমোগ্ৰাফি ইজ কনসিডাৰ্ড বাকি এইখিনি কথা মই আলোচনা কৰিলোৱে মোটামুটি এইটো মই নকওঁ কাৰণ অলপ কথা আমাৰ ডক্টৰে কৈছে যে 1962 যেতিয়া আমাৰ ইণ্ডো চাইনা ৱাৰ হৈছিলে তেতিয়া ইণ্ডিয়াৰ হাতত ফৰেন কাৰেন্সি ইমানখিনিহে আছিলে যে এইখিনি খৰচ কৰি 3 সপ্তাহ মাত্ৰ ইণ্ডিয়া চলিব পাৰিব এই অৱস্থা আছিলে 1962 তো তেতিয়া সেইখিনি সময়ত ইণ্ডিয়াৰ অৱস্থা একেবাৰে বেয়া আছিল তেতিয়া মানে ইণ্ডিয়াখন কেতিয়া কি হয় ইণ্ডিয়াখন হয়তো চাইনাৰ পাৰ্ট হৈ যাব নেকি বা কোনোবা ষ্ট্ৰং ইকনমি আমাক লৈ ল'ব নেকি বুলি আকৌ এবাৰ চিন্তা হৈছিলে 1960 আকৌ 1991 যেতিয়া ইকনমিক ক্ৰাইচিছ হৈছিল ইকনমিক ক্ৰাইচিছ ফৰেন এক্সচেঞ্জ কমি আহিছিল এইখিনি সময়ত আমাক IMF মানে লোন দিবলৈ চিন্তা কৰিছিল তাৰমানে ইণ্ডিয়ান ফৰেন এক্সচেঞ্জ যিটো আমাৰ ফৰেন এক্সচেঞ্জৰ যিটো ৰিজাৰ্ভ তাৰমানে কি আমাৰ সম্পত্তি কিমান আছে যেনেকৈ আমি ভাবো যে বেংক একাউণ্ট বা হোম বা এইবিলাক কিমান আছে তেনেকৈ ইণ্ডিয়া ডলাৰৰ সম্পত্তি বা কিমান সেই কথা জানিবৰ কাৰণে আমি কিমান গোল্ড ৰিজাৰ্ভ আছে কিমান ফৰেন এক্সচেঞ্জ ৰিজাৰ্ভ আছে এই দুটা বস্তুৰে আমাক তাৰমানে আমি জুখিব পাৰোঁ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ ষ্ট্ৰেংথ ইকনমিক ষ্ট্ৰেংথ কিমান কিন্তু আজিৰ দিনত আমাৰ ইকনমিক ষ্ট্ৰেংথ যথেষ্ট ফৰেন এক্সচেঞ্জ ৰিজাৰ্ভ বিলিয়ন বেছি আছে গতিকে উই আৰ ইন আৰু গোল্ড ৰিজাৰ্ভৰ বহুত সাফিচিয়েণ্ট তো এতিয়া কথা হ'ল কি টাইম টু টাইম তাৰমানে এনেকুৱা ফিল কৰা গৈছে কিছুমান ইভেণ্টে ইণ্ডিয়াখনক কেনেকৈ জুমুৰি ধৰিছিলে সেইখিনি সময়ত যিহেতু আমি ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট হৈ আছিলো বেলেগৰ কাণ্ট্ৰিৰ ওপৰত বহুত ক্ষেত্ৰত সেইকাৰণে ইণ্ডিয়াৰ ইকনমিটো কেতিয়াবা অকণমান মানে ভাঙি যাব নেকি কোনোবাই লৈ ল'ব নেকি এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ এটা আহিছিলে আৰু এতিয়াৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি এতিয়া জানো আমাৰ দুজন নেইবাৰ আছে যিজন নেইবাৰ দুই ফালৰ পৰা আমাক চাপিবলৈ চেষ্টা কৰে বিভিন্ন নাম নকলেও হ'ব আপোনালোকে জানে গতিকে এই ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি দুই ধৰণৰ ডিপেন্ডেন্সি এতিয়া আমাৰ অলপ আছে বৰ্তমানৰ আছে এই হ'ল এটা হ'ল আপোনাৰ ডিফেন্স ডিপেন্ডেন্সি মানে হ'ল যে গোটেই কাণ্ট্ৰিখনক প্ৰটেকশ্যন দি ৰাখিবৰ কাৰণে যিটো ডিফেন্স চেক্টৰ আছে যিটো ক্ষেত্ৰ আছে সেই ক্ষেত্ৰখনত আমাৰ যি লাগতিয়াল বস্তু আছে সেই লাগতিয়াল বস্তুখিনি কিন্তু আমি বাহিৰৰ পৰা আনো আমাৰ নিজা নাছিলে সিদিনালৈকে আজিও এতিয়াও হৈ আছে কিন্তু এতিয়াও সম্পূৰ্ণ হোৱা নাই আমাৰ ইজৰাইল আৰু আমাৰ ৰাছিয়া ইজৰাইল আৰু ৰাছিয়াৰ বেছিকে আমাৰ বস্তু আহে ধৰক আপোনাৰ যুদ্ধৰ যি ইকুইপমেণ্ট সেইবোৰ টেংকাৰে হওক বা ৰাফেলে হওক বা অন্যান্য কিবা যি বস্তু লাগে সেই বস্তুবিলাক আমাৰ ইয়াত ইণ্ডিয়ান প্ৰডাকশ্যন নাছিলে কিন্তু এতিয়া আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ ভাৰতৰ যোগেদি এতিয়া ঠিক ইম্পৰ্ট যেতিয়া বেছি হয় এক্সপৰ্ট কম হয় তেতিয়া ৰঙা বাৰডাল ওলাইছে আৰু যেতিয়া আমাৰ এক্সপৰ্ট বেছি হয় তেতিয়া গ্ৰীণ বাৰডাল ওলাইছে দেখিছা 1919 পৰা 2022 এইটো চেনেল পুৰণা কিন্তু মই জাস্ট এতিয়া অলপ দিনৰ ডিফাৰেন্স 1999 পৰা 2022 কি কৰিছো আমি ইম্পৰ্টে বেছি কৰি আছো ইম্পৰ্ট বেছি কৰা মানে কি হৈছে যে ইণ্ডিয়া বেছি পইচা ইণ্ডিয়াৰ পৰা বাহিৰলৈ পঠিয়াই আছে বহুত পইচা আমি বাহিৰৰ বস্তু কিনোতে গুচি গৈছে so these are two major reasons one is the defense Atmanirbhar two is the trade deficit Atmanirbhar মানে আমি কি কৰিব লাগিব এতিয়া আমি এনেকুৱা কিবা এটা কৰিব লাগিব আমি এনেকৈ ষ্ট্ৰাটেজাইজ কৰিব লাগিব আমাৰ যাতে আমি ইম্পৰ্টটো কমাব পাৰোঁ বাহিৰৰ পৰা যাতে বস্তু আমি ইম্পৰ্ট নকৰোঁ rather we will try for export এইকাৰণে কম্পিটিটিভ বহুত কিছু কৈছে আৰু এটা PLI লেভেল স্কিম আছে প্ৰডাকশন লিংকড ইনসেন্টিভ তাতে যদি কোনোবাই প্ৰডাকশন এনেকুৱা বস্তু প্ৰডাকশন বস্তু আইডেন্টিফাই কৰা গৈছে ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰি কিছুমান আইডেন্টিফাই কৰা গৈছে এইখিনি যদি কোনোবাই প্ৰডিউস কৰে তেতিয়াহ'লে তেওঁলোকক ইনসেন্টিভ technology কথা মই অলৰেডি কৈ গলো these are the 10 technologies that are going to impact in next decades to come these are 10 main technologies where we have to use we cannot avoid these technologies they have started coming and they will be lifeline of our society you will see everywhere artificial intelligence robot process automation that I have already said that robot has replaced the labor in the assembly internet of things talking about kiba the internet of company sub international store level ki koribo lage eta pop up ulai hi I am Alicia would you like to may I help you or ki koribo eta robotic eta I intelligence apps to intelligence apps both license to ChatGPT then 5G will also make a huge difference in our entire ecosystem machine learning blockchain you might be knowing blockchain has been creating another parallel small economy market parallel to the stock market or capital market now many people they try in blockchain and cryptocurrency market investing and getting money and many of them have lost also it's like a stock market so today there is no regulatory framework on cryptocurrency but when days are coming then government has to accept it and have to pass the regulation virtual reality and DevOps. So these are the part of the virtual reality. Virtual reality world. We are talking now. We are meeting physically, and probably we will set there, physically. So everything will be, virtually. So the main point I was talking about is demography. Is India is famous for demographic dividend or demographic advantage. So why it is called? Because India is a young country. More people, more people are working and less people are dependent. If you see the graph, you will see that above 65% age, there are only, limited people. You will see that in 2011, only 8.6% of the total population above 60 plus. 60 plus kiman ase 8.6 and up to 29 up to 59 ase so majority of the people are working and very limited people are dependent we assume that 60 plus people are dependent after working which is not actually correct but then we assume since they are not working they are dependent 2021 or to body 10%. Still, we are in a very comfortable position. 2031 of the projection that will go to 13%. 2036 or that will be 15%. Now, my point is, this dividend, demographic dividend, is not going to be with us for a long time. Everybody is saying that we are a young country, we can do a lot of things. we are young country and young country hole ki amar pet nai nei ami kaam koribo lagibo young country hole etu nohobo কাম কৰিব লাগিব কাম কৰিলেও নহব কেনেকুৱা কাম কৰি আছে is it a gainful work যদি এবিঘা মাটিত পাঁচজন ভাই ককাই খেতি কৰি খাই আছে is it really gainful it's not really gainful নামত কাম কৰি আছে but কামত কিমান ইনকাম so the demography has to be utilized in such a way so that it can really get the benefit of having youngest আমাৰ population যেটো আমাৰ per capita income আছে per capita income এটো কেটো কথা নকয় কয় নেকি per capita income is less than Bangladesh সকলে লাজ লাগে so this is not talking about the actual dividend demographic dividend we have to work much seriously on this front so why I am showing this that because this is a alarm 2036 of into 15% by 2015 not into it may be 20%. If we are now not cautious, then we will be lining up with the other countries, maybe with some other countries like Japan and all after 50 years. Okay, we have to build up our human pool in such a way so that they can really get the benefit of. Some more information. If we see the world trend, we see that in 2100, the year 2100, in the world, 22% people will be 65 plus in the world. And what is the situation in India? In India, there will be 26%. So it is a projection. To my just issue. এতিয়া কথা হল কি এই প্ৰজেকশনটো এটো দেখুৱাইছে যে যদি আমি ভাল ধৰণে হিউম্যান ক্যাপিটালটো ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব নোৱাৰো প্ৰমোট কৰিব নোৱাৰো তেতিয়া হলে ওয়ার্ল্ড এভারেজ যেটো থাকিব সেই ওয়ার্ল্ড এভারেজতকে আমি কিন্তু আমাৰ যেটো হিউম্যান এতিয়া আমি ডেমোগ্ৰাফিক ডিভিডেন্ড বুলি কৈ আছো সেই ডিভিডেন্ডটো কিন্তু তেতিয়া আমি তেতিয়া এটো হৈ নাথাকে আমি পিছুৱাই যাওঁ world on US 22.6 2100 এতিয়া আমাৰ 2023 goal 75 years আছে এতিয়া সেই 75 years পিছত will be in the others এই কাৰণে আমি demographic dividend এতিয়া প্ৰায় খুব seriously build up কৰিব লাগে কিয় মই কিনি কথা আপোনালোকক কৈ আছো why should I tell this thing কিয় কৈ আছো because we all are working in education and education is the only sector which can build up the human. আমি যদি educationist হিসাবে বা college university কাম কৰা মানুহ হিসাবে বা student হিসাবে if we are not talking about the building of ourselves and our next generation nobody can take care of it. Japan's situation to hold Japan's situation pyramidal eta pyramid আছে জাপানৰ এটা pyramid আছে ইন্ডিয়াৰ population aging pattern pyramid দুইটা pyramidৰ কিবা difference আছে there is no difference in both একই ধৰণে গৈ আছে so আজি জাপানৰ অৱস্থা কি আজি জাপানৰ অৱস্থা completely উল্টা জাপানৰ কি হৈছে 60% dependence 60% মানুহ above 60 60% মানুহ above 60 48 twice and the same situation will happen for India এতিয়া হ'ব only a leg of 50 yate he analysis কৈছে যে we are behind in super population pyramid is concerned we are developing a same kind of pyramid however we are 50 years behind Japan তাৰমানে আজিৰ নিচিনাকে যদি আমাৰ পপুলেশনটো হৈ থাকে মানে পপুলেশনৰ স্ট্ৰাকচাৰটো হৈ থাকে আৰু এই ধৰণে যদি আমাৰ যি ইনকাম লেভেল এটো হৈ থাকে working level হৈ থাকে তেতিয়া হলে আমি জাপানৰ নিচিনা হম এতিয়া 50 so do we wish it to happen no obviously no in this front no in other front yes we like to be Japan but population aging pattern of the no so that happens we have to take advantage of digital era. We have to take advantage of digital era through what? Through innovation. We have to bring in innovation. We have to take help of digital era, and then we have to take the advantage of the population. So these are the innovators' value to basically why I must discuss. Only thing is that digital is the one, innovation is the one which can take care of the demographic dividend. So how to channelize the current students or next generation of students or next 50 years so that we can outperform in the demographic dividend. Student so these are the most opportunities where digital skill is required, and there are opportunities for jobs and there are opportunities for work, not only job but for work. Students should also keep in mind that these are the area AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning specialists. There are a lot of demands of these jobs. Information security analyst, data analyst and scientist. At the time when we were coming to your college, there was a little talk with vice principal, and she was saying that these days statistics people seldom take, very limited students are there in statistics. I tell you today, the statistics is the most common and most demanding subject, statistics, but not the traditional style of statistics, but the statistics with digital innovation. If a syllabus is designed with IT and with the basis of statistics, that will be the job giver, and not only job giver, they are mostly highly paid jobs. Data analysts, data scientists. This is a combination of computer statistics, mathematical modeling, Internet of Things specialists, big data specialists, project managers, fintech managers. These are all the jobs where there are more demand. And next is entrepreneur. There are two things: either you do job, very high technology job, and or entrepreneurship can be otherwise. If you see the USA, why USA is flourishing? USA is flourishing not because that they are having much more resources than India, natural resources. They are having entrepreneurship. That is why they are doing. Bill Gates, say Elon Musk. Elon Musk, how soon Elon Musk, I forgot Elon Musk by the 5 minutes. Elon Musk is Elon Musk because he started his entrepreneurship in India. So, কথাটো হল যে একটা ecosystem লাগে, আর ecosystem to আমি create করব. We are there, and in education, we have to create the entrepreneurship ecosystem. We have to invite in our culture. I know persons, those who are working in a highly paid jobs are regarded most, but not the entrepreneurs. They do not regard the entrepreneurs, especially in some pockets of India, I think. So that has to be changed, and that change has to bring in the education system. Why it is required? Because this creates job, because they accelerate innovation, they develop technology, and also they create competitiveness. So there is no fun. There is no very high sounding that our people are going. And in USA, majority of the people are Indian in IT industry. Why not in India? Why do not they come to India, set up their own industry here? So that ecosystem has to be created. I'm just giving it some Indian ecosystem to have created record that in India there can be ecosystem or startup. But mind it, the startup for startup you have to have innovative idea which to be germinated from your childhood, from your studenthood. And for that we have to give the opportunity to the students. That's why all colleges, all universities must have for the incubation and entrepreneurship center where the small entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs, thinking has to be germinated and nourished. This should be one part of the education. Entrepreneurship should be mainstream in the education, irrespective of your subject or major. Maybe you are majoring in chemistry or physics or electronics or whatever, but there has to be some entrepreneurial perspective, some boot camp, some kind of internship, so that the entrepreneurship can be brought. The same that I talk much on this. So what is call for action? So this is the call for action. Everywhere in the NEP, there is talk that we should be tilted towards national priorities, and for national priorities, this is the call that the entrepreneurship has to be promoted to achieve the entrepreneurial power. It cannot be isolated concept, and I feel more so in Assam and Northeast. In Assam and Northeast, it's full of resources, untapped resources. There's a talking about medicinal plants and pharmacy. There are huge varieties of medicinal plants and local plants which can be marketed by using value chain. Now the important thing is how value chain to be created and supported by the ecosystem, and that has to be done by the research. These days government has also pronounced that more and more paper publication in Scopus journal has become boomerang for us, and creating a kind of gap in real world and the world of academics. That is why it is time to come down to the ground level. The researchers should work on ground level or more on action research, so that the research that are done can be put in action, or actions that are done in this society can be researched and maybe refined, so that it is used for the next generation to come, so that they can get out of it. After going from a particular college or university with a degree, he or she must have a skill, and he or she must not only have a skill, but he must be able to create something, innovate something, start something of its own. So if we can do this, then it will automatically lead to Atmanirbhar Bharat. So Atmanirbhar Bharat is nothing but creating oneself self-sufficient. If every individual is self-sufficient, I mean not only self-sufficient but self-reliant, then automatically entire population will be self-reliant and the country will be self-reliant. So coming to Assam, and these are some of the products where I feel that there are a lot of areas to work in for entrepreneurship. It's a fees. I mean, there is some other. কিছুমান বস্তু আমি দৈনিকভাৱে ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি আছো, দৈনিকভাৱে খাই আছো, দৈনিকভাৱে বজাৰ কৰি আছো, কিন্তু বাহিৰৰ পৰা আহিব। এতিয়া আমি আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ ভাৰত বুলি কওঁতে আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ ভাৰত কেতিয়া হ'ব? আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ অসম হ'ব লাগিব, আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ নৰ্থ ইষ্ট হ'ব লাগিব। So if it is Atmanirbhar Assam, to make Assam Atmanirbhar, we have to first to curb the import. How to curb the import? What are the main product items that are imported? You will see we are using daily fish, we are using eggs, we are using milk products, some vegetables, fruits, of course, pulses, edible oils. So these are, I mean, সামগ্ৰী যিবিলাক আছে আমাৰ সেইবিলাক সফাই কিন্তু সেই বস্তুবিলাক আমাৰ ইয়াতে প্ৰডাকচন কৰাৰ সুবিধা নথকা নহয়, সুবিধা আছে। সেইখিনি আমি চিন্তা কৰি পেলাই we have not tried to put them in a formal structure as entrepreneurs. We thought if someone does now say, if someone commercially does sunflower, then we will tell them that he is a patriot, he is a farmer, but he's not a farmer, he's an entrepreneur. He can be lenient as an entrepreneur and he should be respected. So these are some of the things that are having potentiality here. And I also feel that cooperative is one form of entrepreneurship which can be more suitable in context of the Assam and Northeast and will be successful. Why I say this? Not only because that I live in the cooperative management university. In any way, I'll tell that we do not have anything specific to cooperative, but then we offer other programs as well. Now, why I'm saying is the basic principle of cooperative is self-help. It's a group approach. And in India, in Assam, also in Northeast, entire Northeast, the social connectivity, cultural connectivity, the group efforts are the human capital. If you see in other states of Northeastern region, still the common land holding is there. There is no individual land holding pattern. In Arunachal, you will go, you will find there is a common land holding pattern. In Meghalaya also common land holding. So that shows that we work in group and the cooperative is a group approach. As you know, the entrepreneurship requires first and foremost aim is the risk taking capacity, risk appetite. But when you do it cooperatives, the risk is diversified. There are at least some 10 people, and the 10 people divide the risk. You need not take the risk alone. There are also some of the subsidies and some of the government schemes whereby you will get hand-holding support, all the supports that are required for it. And from market also, there are a lot of advantage you can get because you can play with the information of scale. So these are the advantage that is imbibed with the cooperative sector of entrepreneurship. This is one form of cooperative new class of entrepreneurs is farmer producer organizations. So sometimes there is a complaint that the farmers do not get the price, the producer do not get the price, middleman eats away, and then ultimately they are gainer. So to mitigate that, to take that barrier out, this form of farmer producer organizations have come. What is farmer producer organization? This is organization formed with the farmers or with the producers, not only farmers but also in non-farm sector also that can happen. All those who are producers can form a company and they can directly market it so that they can get the better price, eliminating the middleman. Say for example, my non-farm sector advisory council pitol bonua মানুহ so pitol বা কুমাৰ বিলাক pitol bonua মানুহ বিলাক ধৰক তেওঁলোকৰ ইকোনমিজ অফ স্কেল নথকাৰ কাৰণে তেওঁলোকে নিজে বেনিফিট ল'ব নোৱাৰে তেওঁলোকে মিডলমেনক দিয়ে কিয়নো তেওঁলোকৰ অলপ বস্তু বনাই যদি সেই বস্তুখিনি লৈ মেলি আহি পেলাই এখন দোকান খুলি পেলাই টাউনত তেওঁলোকে দোকানখন ভাড়া লৈ পেলাই বিক্ৰী কৰিব নোৱাৰে কাৰণ তেওঁলোকৰ অলপ বস্তুহে বনাইছে আইটেম বহুত কম কিন্তু সেইখিনি যদি আইটেম বহুত ডাঙৰ হয় এখন ডাঙৰ শ্ব'ৰুম বনাব পাৰে তেতিয়াহ'লে এইখিনি দোকান এখন লৈ পেলাই তেওঁলোকে বিক্ৰী কৰিব পাৰিব এতিয়া যদি অসমৰ এটা পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ ডিস্ট্ৰিক্ট বা দুটা ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টত যদি এটা এফপিও হয় য'ত wherein all the that industries people producers will come together and they become a company shareholder or cooperative society they become a cooperative society member so there may be there may be a counter in a town and they can directly sell it to the customer and that benefit we don't know a customer come down by do it benefit by similar things can happen in different production of agriculture and allied sector I mean ketiba dekhu konoba point sometimes we feel very pity on the farmers that they have to throw away their produces on the road like tomato and all that we used to see but if the producer if the farmers can form, they have been doing this is a subject matter of study, and I hope that the students, those who come out with the graduation or higher qualification, they can start these, because these will require some kind of technologies, and these are also done on larger scale. And in larger scale, they can be more benefited, and that would be revenue for employment and also affordable. So what is required now is it is required to be create entrepreneurship and different avenues for entrepreneurship among the students and student community. The research and policy advocacy has to be there. For research, this is for the researchers, those who are doing research, not do only the research of fundamental nature, only research of theoretical nature, writing should be, but we try to do some action research, taking collaboration from those who are in the field and try to resolve the problem in the field and give the solutions. Mainstreaming of the cooperative education, I feel that cooperative is one sector. See, there are 656 lakhs 50 odd villages in India. Gandhiji then also told that India lives in villages, and now also India is living in villages, and it will be living in villages. 6 lakhs and 50,000 odd number of villages. And can you imagine there are 8 lakh 50,000 cooperative societies? It means there are more than one cooperative society in a particular village. So this is such a large number. It's the world's largest network in India. But we have not been able to, accommodate our students, young folks, the cooperative movement, which is required to be done by the mainstreaming of the education. Because cooperative transport is talked about as a sidelined subject. But now you might be knowing that ministry has come out with a separate ministry of cooperation, giving much emphasis on the cooperative sector. And then I couch an idea that every educational institution must have a student cooperative society here in campus, here in all educational institutions, especially in higher education institutions, so that they can learn how to get the benefit out of the cooperative. Say, for example, for their dresses, for their uniform, for their pencil, pen, books, and stationeries, they can have a cooperative society. And I tell you, they will get their dresses from the cooperative store much below the price that they are available in the market. They can get it, and not only that, they can get the dividend also from their society. But they will also feel that they are doing something, and that is called being Atmanirbhar. If you are dependent on your dresses and stationery, everything on others, then obviously it is not a concept. Thank you so much. Again, probably. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Monica, and others for inviting.
Thank you so much for enlightening us on a very important topic in which you have given a very detailed and comprehensive analysis of the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, along with your strategies and challenges involved. We thank you, sir, again for your gracious presence and your continuous support. We now come to the conclusion of the inaugural session of the National Seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat Opportunities and Challenges, with special focus on Northeast India. And I'd like to offer now the vote of thanks. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend gratitude to Honorable Principal of our college, Dr. Bhagwahasi Mohanta sir, for providing all possible assistance along with guidance in organizing this seminar. Thank you, sir, for supporting us all throughout. Next, we would like to offer our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor of Assam Rajiv Gandhi University of Cooperative Management Sagar, Professor Debabrata Das sir, for his esteemed presence and for his enlightened talk, in which he has um, given a very comprehensive analysis of the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. We sincerely thank Honorable President of Governing Body, Ghana College, Dr. Viman Chandra Borra sir, for inaugurating our national seminar and enlightening us with his enthusiastic remarks. We offer our sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Alok Nandan Chatta sir, for sharing his valuable thoughts on the theme of our national seminar. Thank you, sir, for your gracious presence. Next, we would like to thank respected Vice Principal of our college, Dr. Reena Foniko Madam, for her support and kind words. We also would like to offer heartfelt gratitude to the members of Felicitation Committee, the technical team, the Registration Committee, the portiers, along with the Event Management Committee. Last of all, I thank on behalf of the organizing committee, all the participants, research scholars, esteemed colleagues, non-teaching staff members, as well as the students present here, and for giving us your valuable support. Thank you so much. I now hand over the session to Ms. Amhika Datta, Assistant Professor of the Department of Economics, to start the first technical session. Thank you once again. I would request the participants to kindly online, and I think they will.
Also,
Krishna sir, are you audible? Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, yes. Just now only. You are audible. Yes. Am I audible?
Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes. You are audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
Krishna sir, if you don't mind, can you just do a audio check for the sound?
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we'll be resuming in 15 minutes.
Okay. 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Krishna sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Starting right now.
Okay, okay.
Good afternoon. And warm greetings to everyone. I take this privilege to warmly welcome everyone to the first technical session of the National Seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat, Opportunities and Challenges, with special focus on North East. Respected resource person of this session, Dr. Alok Ranjan Datta, Associate Professor, Department of Economics, University, and their participants. Today, as part of the national seminar, we have two invited speakers. Our first speaker is Dr. Krishna Surya Das, who will be presenting the paper entitled Youth Employment and Unemployment, where the concern lies. Dr. Das has been awarded his PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi, and his areas of research interest include labor economics of education, skills and employment, and so on. Our second invited paper entitled Possible Challenges of Artisan-Owned Micro-Enterprises in the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is authored by Dr. Mukhlis M. Mohini, Assistant Professor of Marketing at the Fortune Institute of International Business in Delhi. He has a blend of industry, academic, and research experience of more than 14 years. He was awarded his PhD from the Department of Business Administration, Deshpur University, and his areas of research interest include micro and small business management, strategy, consumer behavior, and marketing strategy. So, without much ado, I would welcome both our invited speakers, and I would request Dr. Alok Ranjan Datta to kindly chair the session, and I would hand over the session to sir.
Yes. I think we can start.
Am I audible? Yes, yes. Am I
Hello, sir.
audible to everyone?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Let me share my screen first.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Is it visible now?
yes, visible.
Okay. Let me read it. Okay. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Gurgaon College and the coordinator of this conference, Surajit and for inviting me to this seminar. And I am here also uh, thank them for organizing a national seminar and give me this opportunity, adding that Aluk Ranjan sir, my teacher from Dibrugarh University, is sharing things as and other distinguished guests present in this seminar, and those all are those who are present in the digital mode here for
Krishna,
today's presentation. Yes.
Krishna, just wait for a minute.
Okay.
There is a technical issue.
Okay.
Okay. You can start now.
Okay, my screen is not visible probably, right? My slides means
Your
are not
slides are not visible.
okay. Let me check. Is it visible now?
No, your slides are not visible.
Okay. Now?
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay. For today's topic, I want to discuss about the youth employment and unemployment issues where the concern lies. Uh, Although the topic I propose is for the all India level, I will blend something for the employment situation in northeastern states also. Again, I will come back to state of Assam to distinguish some of the characteristics of job which are available in the states, and we'll proceed with those presentation here in the introduction. That's why I am proposing why youth employment, why it is important to investigate, because the youth employment it's became a very serious issue, because in India also, if you consider, nearly 63% of the total population is of India is under age of 35, and in a study by the Youth Employment and Social Outlook trend, I mean ILO, or by the International Labour Organization, they highlighted that youths in the developing countries live in extreme or moderate poverty despite having a job. Indeed, almost 150 to 156 millions, or almost 37.7% of working age youth, live in extreme poverty or moderate poverty despite having some kind of job in their hand. And again, the new phase of gig economy and gig employment which are coming in, and which direction we are forwarding, because as we know, the gig economy is promoting the kind of self-employment where the person put themselves in a situation like the entrepreneurship, and or in some places it is like uh, own time to find do their works, or in some different kind of work. There is a time flexibility, autonomy of workers is there, autonomy of the workers are there, but there are also some concern are lies, because with the gig economy, the quality of employment also compromised in some places, because the promotion of the self-employment, the kind of gig economy is putting pressure on the quality of employment side, such as the benefits associated with the employment opportunities, and again the job security associated with those opportunities. Those things are getting compromised. And before moving to this gig employment and the with unemployment problem, there is some other concerns associated with the employment, such as the type of unemployment, the rate of unemployment the youths are facing, or the underemployment youths are, whether the youths are with employment or skill mismatch. In the skill mismatch, here I will define something in a new definition that is latestly introduced in the academic literature. Then we'll moving forward our conclusion slides. Here the youth workforce Here I am presenting the youth workforce in India and Northeastern. What we can see, yeah, here although I am giving it the youth workforce in Northeast India, but the thing is that here I am adding for the blue columns, they are representing the youth employment, and the orange columns, and then you can find the adult employment. Youths and adults, here I am classifying with the age group of 15 to 29 as youth and 30 to 65 as the adult worker. Here two classification are defined because of so the two different kind of generation which are having, which are entering to the job market with the potential employment prospects they are having and the rate of employment they are achieving. Here if you the first of the above, the first this bar diagram, you can so find out that there is a northeastern state I am classified. In the next, the second part of the slide, you can find out that there is some other states of India, so it's the workforce participation are presented. Here you can see that there is a huge gap between the workforce participation rate between the adult workers and the youth workers. When in all India level, there is 66% of the workers, means adult workers in participation in the workforce, but there is only 36% of youths are participating in the workforce. Then in case of this workforce definition, here it's not included that those individuals which are not, which are finding their jobs or not, which are finding for their jobs and not yet to get a job. Here those who are employed in their occupation, here we can find that in northeastern state only you can find that Manipur, who is the one of the lowest youth workforce participation in the state. Even if you consider the state of Assam, Assam is lies behind the Tripura, Meghalaya, and the Sikkim. Sikkim is one of the state where the youth workforce participation rate is considerably high, and saying that it is higher than the national average also. In some other states like, means other states like Chandigarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, these are some states, and West Bengal, these are some states where the youth workers are participating more than the national average. But these problems of employment, moving forward from the youth employment, the type of the employment availability to the youth, there is a three type of employment we can consider. One is a self-employed category, one is regular employed category, one is the casual employed category. If you can look at the of this adult and the youth workforce participation separately, in the right hand side of the diagram there is adult workers, in the left hand side it's a youth workforce participation with the different type of employment, that is self, regular or casual employment. In the self employment, it's a self explanation that those who are working with some of their own account workers or the household activity, household related household related employment opportunities. And the regular employment here is mostly included those who are having some kind of job contracts or associated with the industries, some industries, and the casual employee, those are daily wage earners here. Again, if you find, you can find out that in the all India level, almost 26% of both 26% of the youths are casually employed as well as the regularly employed. And most of the workers, 48% are the self-employed within the age group of 15 to 29. You can, from this point of view, you can find out that the youths are, means most of the youths are participating in the self-employment either because of there is no opportunities available in the labor market, or they are choosing to do that. But in most of the cases, considering the Indian labor market, the job crisis is the one of the reasons which are pushing these youth workers to the self-employed category. Even if you find in the Arunachal Pradesh, there is almost 71% of the workers are in the self-employed category, and in Mizoram 64%. Considering in Assam more than 50% workers are in the self-employed categories. Here, moving from the self-employment here, if you find out the youth unemployment situation in the northeastern region, you can find out that Nagaland is one of the states with the highest unemployment rate. In Assam also there is more, almost 16% workers, means 16% youth individuals are searching for their jobs and not finding any jobs. Sikkim has the least number of youth unemployment, means Assam, Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, all that, these are the few states which are having the unemployment higher than the national average. Here, from looking at this, that's simply giving the simple glimpse of this employment and unemployment situation, I am now going to forward to defining the quality of employment. Here I want to draw some attention because whenever the whatever the secondary data available for the employment, that is NSSO or the PLFS, periodic labor force survey, they define some they define regular employment as a best quality employment opportunity available in the Indian labor market. Considering this definition, here what I am doing, I am finding out, I am classifying some different kind of jobs based on the job contracts available to the workers and the social security benefits available to the workers. Considering all these indicators, I am summing up with best qualities of potentially best qualities of available in India as well as in Assam. Assam, in case of, I will add some of the field survey information. Here I will give the information of all India level because of the data limitation. If we go to the more micro level, that will lose more data. That's why the presented result will be for the all India level. Here the insecure jobs, insecure job I am classifying as a job having which do not have any job contract, and job contract is less than a year. Here I am explaining about the regular, explaining from the perspective to a regular quality job. Some are the partially secure job. There's a job contract between the 1 to 3 years of job contract. Then I will be mentioning it as a partially secure job. And the secure job will be the more than 3 years of job contract. A poor quality job without having any social security benefit. A fair quality job will be a social security benefit where the only one social security benefit is available. Here, in case of social security benefit, you can find out that there is lots of social security benefit like pension, your maternal benefit, healthcare benefits. These benefits added to the social security benefits like provident fund, pension, gratuity. These things are come under the social security benefits. And Indian labor market, there is a different, which from the different kind of benefits offered to the employees, there is some benefits are available to some employees and some are not available to all the employees. There will be the average qualities of where the two social security benefits will be available. For example, maternal benefits and a PF is available in case of soft job, then it will be considered as the average quality of job. In a good quality job, there will be the 3 or more social security benefits will be available, considering assuming someone having the pension benefits, also medical care, also sickness benefit, also unemployment benefit. This kind of not unemployment benefit, sickness benefit, this kind of information, if benefits if available, then it will be considered as a good quality job. What will be the best quality job? Considering the interaction of the insecure job and the quality of job availability, the jobs which are having the job contracts and which are having the job security benefits. I am developing a best quality job indicators which representing a job which are having more than 3 years of job contract and more than 3 social security benefits available to the workers. Let's see what the Indian situation of Indian youths after getting those opportunities. Here you can see that almost 83% of Indian youths having an insecure job. Insecure job, here I am mentioning insecure job, those jobs do not have any job contract, the job contract less than a year. Even the adult workers, there is almost 66%, but there is a significant gap between the youth and adult worker. Only 12% of the youths of this country having a secure job, and it's from the job and availability of the job contract only. Again, if you move forward, the social security benefits available to the youths and adults, we can find out that the 65% of the youths struggling with getting any social security benefits, that whichever job in job they are in, and only 13% of the youths having a good quality job. The youths which are considering the 15 to 29 years of age group. Here, there is significantly less number of the good qualities of available to the youth workers. And moving forward, the quality of job by the different covariates. If you said the other jobs and the base job, this table indicating only the youths category. Okay, in the gender perspective, also only 4% and the 6%. In case of female, you can see that there is a 2%, means two more percent female are having the best quality of job. In this context, the dimensions come in that the job available for the female, mostly the female prefer the regular quality of jobs. The casual employment, because of the their security concerns and the quality of environment, some females prefer not to go some other kind of job, means the in most in cases self-employment and the casual employment category, when the regular employment is a secure kind of job opportunity available for the female. And even in case of India, you can find out that in the regular in most of the states including Assam, the female participation in the regular employment in some states are higher than the some other categories of job. The same is implied here in the base job categories, because here the social security benefits also available. Here the job contract means 3 or more years of job contracts and the 3 or more social security benefits are available, indicating the best quality of job. Therefore, the female are attracted to those kind of job where all the social security benefits are available. When in case of men, the 2% decline is not significantly different there, but they are the employment opportunity they are looking for does not considering the social security benefits and the job contract available for them or not. Again, if you go to the educational category with the youths, you can find out that the only graduates and above are only having a significantly good quality of job. The other categories of educational classification are the illiterate or the primary, secondary, or the middle. Those youths with those educational qualification are not having a best quality of job available in Indian labor market. Again, the other social groups also, again the SC, ST, OBC, there is no significant difference with the SC, ST, OBC and others. The quality of job available for the job quality of job in the labor market, but this difference is 4%, 3% for the SC, ST, ST category. This would not be considered the result of discrimination, but it's probably because of because of the available reservation policy for the SC, ST and other communities, OBC communities. They are more prone to get the public sector employments, which are reflecting in this good quality employment means good job availability in Indian labor market for SC, ST and OBC community. Again, in kind of religious community, in the there is among the Muslim there is a lower percentage of regular employed category, good qualities of availability than the Hindu and others. Even considering this fact that means in the self-employment and the casual employment also, most of the youths from the Muslim community as employed as a self-employed or either in casual employed. There we only find a few percentage of the youths are working in the regular employed category. I'm from the Muslim community, therefore there is a percentage decline as compared to other communities, but that is not significantly different from the Hindu and other communities. Then I'll bringing in some perspective of the Assam, in context of Assam, a new dimension of the looking employment where the mismatches come in. Where we are talking about the regular employment, and from regular employment also I'm moving to the formal sector employment here. The formal sector, what kind of employment? When we talk about the mismatches, there is skill mismatches. We talked about a lot about that today's youth are not capable to employed in some other sectors or not, some industrial sectors. Then although these concepts are coming, there is a vertical and horizontal mismatch which are defining. In context of vertical mismatch, I am defining it as a worker which one having a higher level of education than an education level required for a job. For example, giving you an example in the new employment drive going in Assam, if someone having from the graduation degree or the master degree or some other higher level of education, if they are applying for the lower quality, means clerical jobs or some other kind of job which only need the higher secondary level of education, if they are employed in the higher secondary level of education, there is a mismatch between his education required for the job and his actual achievement in the education. Therefore, there will be a vertical mismatch. It can be considered as the under education also in some context. and there is a horizontal mismatch. In horizontal mismatch, there is a little different concept from the vertical, because in horizontal mismatch there is considering the another example. For example, one graduate from one engineering graduate is working as a clerical job. There means he is fitted for, probably fitted for that job, but his skill is least utilized, will be least utilized in his mismatch. In the context of Assam, if we find out that almost under education 6.59 means almost 7%, considering the round figure, almost 7% workers are undereducated. 55% workers are employed workers are educated, but almost 38% workers are vertically mismatched or overeducated in their jobs in context of male. While in the female, almost 44% of females are vertically mismatched, or they are employed in the lower category of employment, where education level is lower than their actual achievements. In total, 40% of youths, means here in the youth definition, there will be a slight increase in the age group. It will be 15 to 35. 40% of this youth category are having are overeducated in their occupation. And moving to the horizontal mismatch, again from the horizontal mismatch, almost equal for male and female, almost 38% and the 41% of females are horizontal. There is a job mismatch, and from in context of Assam, almost 39% of the employed workers having the horizontal mismatch. Again, what probably the reason behind the working outside their field of education, that is coming from the horizontal mismatch context. Most of these results are producing from the my field surveys. There, from the field survey perspective also, most of the employees, most of the workers which are having the horizontal mismatch, they propose that the job opportunity is not sufficiently available in their own field, and pre-promotion, or for some employees are employed in a different kind of employment because of their pre-promotion and opportunity available that in that context. Working for the working condition, also some choose to move from in different category of employment, the changing in career interest. I'm giving the total, the gray bar giving the total context, and the blue and orange bar is giving the male and female differences. Some are changing their career interest, that's why they are moving from the one means their education level is different from their education required for the employment they are having. The family related reason also included, and the some samples are refused to answer, and the only 2% are other factors associated with the reason behind working outside the field of education. There is skill utilization and skill deficit. I tried to look at what is the pattern of skill utilization and skill deficit. It's very difficult to estimate how skill are utilized in their workplace, and how skill deficits are, how deficits the skill are in their workplaces. Therefore, from the self-explanatory perspective, I put 2 questions to my respondents. One questions include that his current job offers sufficient scope to utilize his knowledge and skills, and the second statement was his performance. He can perform better if he possesses any additional skill or knowledge. The first statement representing the skill utilization in the workplace, and the second statement investigate the skill deficit employees have in their workplace. Here you can see that the more concerning here in this context, the red figures that's showing in this in both the graph, I am concerning with these 2 points, because the classification you can find out in my slides that there is a five in the 5 classification. I am considering the first university degree, which are having the graduate degree, and a higher technical or the formal education plus post-graduation degree. They are indicating those are having postgraduate and the higher level of education, and the higher vocational education only, and the higher vocational and the formal education or equivalent, and the lower level of education. If you can find, you can see that the almost 10% of workers reported that their skills are less utilized in their workplaces, and almost 50% mismatch and a low utilization. Those who are matched job, means those 10% of workers from the first graduation university degree, they are representing data despite having a match job, almost 11%, 10.53% are not, means utilizing their skill is not utilized properly in their occupation. Again, if we move to the total figure, we can find out that in the state of Assam, almost 16% of the workers reported that despite having a match job, their skill are not utilized in their occupation. And again, mismatch and low utilization. If you can see that again, almost 56% of workers, those who are the mismatch occupation, they are not utilizing their skill. Means we are producing the employed, we are producing the educated employed class for the society. But here, what is happening in the labor market situation, their skills are not utilized. They are either they are not utilized properly, or they are employed in some different kind of job for which their skills are not adequate. And again, if you move to the second statement where the skill deficit I am trying to look at, here we can see that the I asked whether they feel that they will perform better if they possess some additional skills. Here again, this red dots in the red marks in those means bar diagram, you can find out that almost 33% of the first university degree, means graduate degree employees, reported that despite having a maths job, they need some additional skills to perform better in their occupation. Again, same with the post-graduation, from post-graduation degree workers or employees also, more than 50%, almost 54% reported the same. And in Assam, almost 48.5% of the workers reported that and despite having a job match, they need additional skill to perform better in their occupation. There is a significant skill gap we identified in context of both skill not utilized because of a different kind of enroll in a different kind of employment, and in other case the skill are not skill are not acquired during their education to apply it properly in their job field or in their occupation. Here the combination of skill utilization is, if we combine the both skill utilization, the skill deficit, what we find? We find out that in Assam, almost 11% of the workers having from the formal employment, it's a wrong skill. Here the wrong skill defined as the skill required for that job, but the person having not that skill, but they are employed at that opportunity. They are 11% of the workers employed in the wrong job, or 35% of workers are having the skill shortage. The significantly higher percentage which are argued in the labor market that Indian youths are not employable there in occupation. Yes, that things is found in even in my research that almost 35% or 11%. If we add both these things, then we can find out that almost 46 to 47% of the youths which are employed in the labor market of Assam are having some kinds of deficit or the wrong skill in their occupations. And yes, there's a positive side also. Almost 20% of the workers has the skill surplus, means they can they have some additional skills that also can be applied, they can apply in their occupation if needed. And almost 33% of the workers had skill match, means the whatever the occupation demands, that skill is available with that employee. On 33% of the workers are like that in the state of Assam. Moving forward, there is a apparently mismatch and a genuine mismatch category I am trying to define. Here what the apparent mismatch and genuine mismatch defines. Assuming that a genuine mismatch person will be if they are having a mismatch in their occupation and he wants to move out from the job and want to go for an employment opportunity which are available in the market where he can utilize or she can utilize his skills efficiently. He will be a genuinely mismatched workers. The apparently mismatched worker will be those which are have despite knowing and having skill deficits in their employment opportunity, means in their occupation, they are not willing to move out from those employment opportunities. They are neither thinking to changing job or they are not searching for any match job. Here I want to point out that in this case I am dropping out those people which I previously mentioned, that they switch their job to for their pay, promotion and some other monetary benefits. I am excluding those people from this context because they are not going anywhere. They are not going to move away from their employment opportunities. Here also I find out that in context of Assam, almost for 54%, 53.66% are workers are genuinely mismatched, and almost 46.34% 34% workers are apparently mismatched in the context of the state of Assam. Again, moving for a different direction, because we are mostly discuss about the quality of employment available to the youth workers. Here some the other quality dimensions I try to find out from the labor market of Assam. There is four main components. One is the payment, which include median wage of employees, and considering means there is a subjective question, there is an objective question. There's a wage question considering the wage they are getting includes the median wage of the employees, and the subjective question which include I was during the field survey I was asking them that whether they feel that they are paid appropriately for their occupation. And the other kind of employment like non-standard form of employment, which again I discussed earlier, the social security benefits available or not, and the temporary workers, and the work-life balance, whether the work-life balance available for that employee not, means working hours more than a employee's choice, assuming that 48 hours a standard working hours in a week. If there is more than the 48 hours of work in a week, it will be considered as a higher working hours for that employees. Again, if the workers need to work odd working hours, means more than 10 hours, or the late night works, or working on some holidays, this kind of work, the working hours hampers the social and the family commitment. If you have some commitment for the society or the family, if you are not able to maintain those commitments, then again things will be considered under the working time and the work-life balance variable. Yes. Yes.
Sir,
Am I
am I audible?
Yes. Yeah. Can you repeat, please?
Sir, the chairperson is asking you to conclude your paper.
Okay. It's only 3 slides left. Okay, I'm moving to then the next slide. Okay. Here the major question lies if the self-employment promoted by the Atmanirbhar Bharat is a solution. In the context of quality of job, I was talking that what kind of quality of job available in the labor market in both if there is a skill deficit or a skill mismatch among the employees or not. Here, from the Atmanirbhar Bharat perspective, if we see that developing in the production units or developing employment opportunities for self, these are the good things to continue as a society. But when the context come with the employment, means growing the entrepreneurship after developing a enterprise, if there is a concern, when will be a time to appoint new kind of employees to the labor market, means hiring process, the what kind of job will be offered to those people, those new joinees or those fresh candidates, that will be a question always remains will be remained in the labor market. whether there will be appropriate of quality available, or there will be a social security benefits available or not, what kind of hiring policy will be applicable after promoting the urban improvement, or the promoting some enterprises for the development. This question always will be remained with the labor market. These things have to be addressed first. The policy prescriptions need to be addressing those quality issues, despite considering the production units or the promoting entrepreneurship and everything. The quality concerns need to be addressed by the government in every new means both public and the private sector enterprises. And I'm then concluding with some policy prescriptions, like for the skill mismatch, there is a huge information gaps between the schools and the labor market. That information gaps need to be set away. If there will be just different processes, like keeping the records of all the students which are having different kind of educations, means different subjective educations, and where they are achieving. That things are now uh, implemented in the Assam government. As I know, the records of the outgoing students are keeping in their colleges, and the centralized job training and monitoring system needs to be developed, and ensuring mobility between the vocational education, formal education, and different entry and exit points which are coming with the new educational policy. That will be a good policy prescription, and finally the ensuring job quality will be the one. Thank you. That will be the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir, you are audible.
What is doing? If you're working,
No, sir, you is not clear, sir.
maybe so that 60% of the employment is dominated by self-employment part, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first is what is the data source? You have not mentioned.
Okay, exactly for this secondary analysis, there is a PLFS data source, periodic labor force survey, and it is from 2020 and 21 and 22 data source.
Very recent, right?
A very recent data source, yes, sir.
Okay. So I think that the COVID period is also included.
Exactly, COVID period, yes, the post-COVID period data set is there, yes, sir.
So now the point is that what is your view regarding this? Do you think it's a good sign self-employment part is increasing?
No, exactly. My concern is that the self-employment part is increasing. It's not a good sign. Means that there is two different perspective for that. From my perspective, definitely from my perspective, it's not going to be a great one, because the self-employment is not a kind of employment that can be generated for everyone. Giving you a simple example, if I want to promote the self-employment in my village, assuming that everyone want to go for any kind of shop or any kirana shop or any kind of different kind of activities, again which we are now talk about the agriculture sector, means more people are employed in the agriculture sector. They are definitely going, in the case of the self-employment, we are going to get that situation. Means if we start promoting the self-employment, you will find out of 300, means assuming that 300 household in the village, if there is a 30 kirana shops, they are not going to benefit in anyone. The production unit, assuming that they are producing something, again if they start producing
Let me put this in straight. In the PLFS data, there are I think two categories of self-employed.
No, sir, I'm unable to listen to you, sir. Can you repeat, please?
In the PLFS data,
okay,
there are two categories of self-employed.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So one is own account worker, one employer.
One is own account worker. Yes.
There is unpaid family there.
Yes, sir.
Right. I would be interested to see this category. This going on. Whether
Uh,
worker is
exactly.
increasing or unpaid family, because CMA doesn't consider this unpaid family labor as employment.
CMA data, I don't have access to CMA data. I just have those tables and these things. But the NSSO is publicly available, PLFS. That's why I considering the PLFS data. And
Like in Assam, suppose, or in India, what is the picture? On account workers are increasing or unpaid family labor?
no, sir, I'm unable to listen you properly, sir. I'm missing some words in between your lines, sir.
So in India,
Hmm.
on account workers are increasing or unpaid family labor is increasing.
Unpaid family labor, sir, that's category. It's mostly unpaid family labor. You find the female workers. It's not increasing significantly.
Okay, I got your
Un-
point. It is very
okay,
expensive. I'm personally also very interested. That's why I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
so I will follow this.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry to say that I have to leave. I have some other engagement, and I will be leaving the meeting. If there is some other queries, I will be addressing, or I will not be available for the next presentation, I guess.
No issues, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Mehdi, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon. You are audible to me. Yeah.
You have 15 minutes for your presentation. The chairperson has allotted 15 minutes for your presentation. So I would request you to
Sure.
kindly
Thank you so much.
start your presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. A very good afternoon to all the distinguished guests present in this national seminar of Gargaon College, Sibsagar, Assam. Respected sessions here, Dr. Alak Ranjan Datta, Associate Professor, Department of Economics, Dibrugarh University. And also, I'd like to, thank my previous speaker. I mean, I learned a lot from that. And the Gargaon College for inviting me as an invited paper presenters for this national seminar. So let me just, take you through this presentation that possible challenges of artisans on micro enterprises in the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Before starting the presentation, just give you the background that this topic, this presentation is basically an outcome of my PhD work that was conducted at Tezpur University, Assam. And mostly that data was gathered, the last quarter of the financial year 2021 and at the beginning of 2022 financial year. The content of the presentation, I'll just take you through with that before moving to the final presentation. Yeah, I'll be talking about that why Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhijan or ABA is required. What is the purpose of this? Then there are two set of studies. That is the findings of study 1, that was my initial study, followed by the study 2, where that 5 different phases are there. And I'll be talking about the coverage, measures, challenges, And my study, along with that, what is the outcome of that past researcher, what they did, and what need to be done if we talk about our, that the enterprises, artisan-owned enterprises to be more self-reliant. So if you talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, I mean, what is the major focus here? What is the purpose is? The key focus is to, that to make our enterprises, our, countries, different enterprises, like if we talk about micro, small and medium enterprises, if you talk about manufacturing or services, in both categories need to be more and more self-reliant. So what the government is doing for that? The government is doing mainly trying to boost it through different economic packages, and apart from that, they are focusing on, that creating an infrastructure for your those enterprises that is existed in our economy. So major focus of these, is this AVA is that economy, infrastructure, system, vibrant demography of the country, and the consumer demand, or creating and boosting and demand ecosystem. So that was about the, if I talk about the background that I'm going to link with Atmanirbhar Bharat and my study. Now, let's just have a look into that, what I'm, that in my study one, what I did. This was my initial phase of study that was conducted with that artisan on micro enterprises at Jorhat district, and basically with the knife cluster. What is the process of my data collection that I did? The first, step one, that I visited the DIC office of Jorhat to understand that what are the, the different clusters or that enterprises are available in that particular district. Then visited the night cluster Corona Jorhat after understanding, after taking the background from the DIC office. And this details, this is not, this initial phase is not consist of huge numbers. It's just few enterprises that I visited, and out of that 3 key enterprises, the findings I'm just going to highlight in front of you. So if I talk about that, the first enterprise is, that the most of the artisan enterprises, they name themselves along with their first name. Like say, my name is Mukhlis Mehdi. So what I'll do, my enterprise should be Enterprise. And these are basically, the generation to generation, they are passing. So my coverage was here that how they are doing the business in terms of the skilled workers, machines, the raw materials, their, the procurement availability, and the energy in terms of the electricity, in terms of the coal, etc. What is the availability of that? So what I found, that after having the interaction with my respondent, majorly they are having a problem, or what I would say that they are not aware, or their major limitation is maintaining what we talk about the financial statements, balance sheet and P&L account. And when do they maintain it? When they look for, a loan, or they are looking for certain government schemes to avail. In that point of time, they meet some XYZ or known person who is either an accountant or someone who is familiar with that accounting concepts. They took the help from them and prepare their accounting statements. So this is one of that, the concern. They do not maintain their P&L accounts or balance sheet regularly. If I talk about in my second case, this again another enterprises in the same cluster that I visited, what I found, the same problem prevails. Apart from that, there is an uncertainty in understanding the demand for the customized product, Now, this customized product, the beauty of the customized product is helping them to gain maximum profit. The same challenges prevail again. Now, if I talk about the third, this is out of whatever that, that the more than 100 small artisan-owned enterprises located in that particular cluster, this is the largest one. And the person whom I interacted, he was the secretary of that entire cluster, who is a person liaising, with the DIC office and the remaining members of the clusters. The same problem prevails with them also in terms of balance sheet and profit and loss. However, he highlighted one of the prominent concern that, getting the skilled workers who can run the machines and equipments means his unit is as compared to the previous two units are automated way of running the manufacturing activities. So hiring, or what I talk about, the getting that skilled workers and running or retaining them is one of the top job. Now, why? If you may say that, that's Jorhat, but why the people are not staying with them? What he shared with me during that half-an-hour interaction along with him, or what I did, the in-depth interviews, what the major concern is that, say, per day wage is 500 rupees for a person who can run the machine. Now, if that person work for 1 week, Monday to Saturday, 6 days, so he is having 3,000 rupees as a wage. Now, that person is not available for the next week because that 3,000 is quite sufficient for that workers to, to run his day-to-day expenses for 15 days. So he would be missing. He is not going to visit that enterprises for remaining another 1 week. Now that creates a problem in terms of the production activities. So, if I talk about combining these three, that the enterprises, what my finding is that one is that getting that skilled workers and retaining them, and second one is that lack of understanding related to the financial challenges, financial statements. Now, if you talk about with respect to Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, we need to ensure that, that the basic understanding of the financial statements preparation to avail the loan facilities, to avail the different government schemes, etc., is highly required. Now, I'll just move into that, my study 2. What I did here, that 5 different clusters I visited in a phase-wise manner, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. And those 5 are from different districts of Assam. So before selecting these clusters, what I did, how did I selected the districts? By looking at the government databases, that the maximum number of enterprises registered. So top 5 districts were selected. I visited and somehow, or call, telephone, or email through, collected the information from those DIC office, contacted the president and secretary of those different clusters, and then my original respondents or the owners or managers, I contacted with them for my information. This is something talked about, the respondent selection criteria. I don't want to go right now here. I'll just move into this, the data that I collected. In phase 1, I visited Sibsagar and Dibrugarh, weaving or handloom industry. Number of enterprises I visited, those are basically, can talk about that random or not randomly. It's on the basis of convenience or judgmental way of doing the sampling. Phase 2, Dibrugarh can-based industries. 3 and 4, Inaugural, and then Barpeta district where the Assamese handmade gold jewelry in Inaugural as well as in some part of the Barpeta district. Bell metal industry in phase 4 from Sarthebari Barpeta, bamboo industry in Barpeta, firecracker industry is one of the prominent handmade firecracker items that we use for during the Diwali or even in the wedding, etc. wedding time. So during the wedding season. So what we talk about, I find out that there are only 6 enterprises that prevail spaces in a specific government, government provided, government supported zone they are running their enterprises. Then the brass metal industry. So the total response that I collected is 177 responses. This is a small part of the thesis that I extracted for this presentation only. Now, if I talk about the challenges that these enterprises faced, this table is majorly highlighted the specific, the challenges these enterprises faced. The enterprises that runs under the weaving and handloom industry, the summary challenges, what I did after doing the qualitative analysis, I have found that the key challenges faced by that handloom industry is shortage of skilled laborers or skilled workers, lack of market and customer awareness level, lack of finance, lack of communication from the DICC office about the scheme. Now, let's just share with you my experience when I visited that Dibrugarh. I forgot about the name. This is a completely extreme remote area. People, mostly the researchers, they don't want to visit. They fear about the location. That's something, that this is a little bit people talk about we should not go to that particular location. So what I did when I visited that particular village, the lady, they are the weavers, government has facilitated them, government has provided them the handloom plus that raw cotton and a seed money. So what they did, they manufactured, they produce that local from those handloom, those that what we talk about our ethnic products, etc., gamusa or mekhela chador, etc. But what happened, they sold those to the consumers and they entirely spent that whatever the revenue they generated, and they're again looking for that government should give them the next set of money. Now, while giving them the seed money and that handloom, etc., the mediators, the person who is liaising between the DIC office and those weavers or the people who is running the handloom, they say proper communication was not happened. There's a lack of communication because the seed money, any agencies or any institution, they just gives for the first round, not for the subsequent multiple times. So what they did, due to the lack of awareness, they spent complete whatever they had. Now when I visited, I just find out that that those handlooms are lying completely idle in their respected the homes or the places where they used to run. Can-based product. If I talk about the can-based, shortage of can-based skilled laborers. Now, lack of training for machines, shortage of raw material during flood season, financial problem, and consumer demand is unknown. Now, if you talk about, the changing consumer preferences leads to that adoption of different aesthetic kind of products. But if I talk about can-based products, those comes, in normal shape and design. But when I visited those enterprises, I found that the most of the buyers are from outside Assam. And the reason probably is that that outside Assam, this can-based products demand is very high as compared to the Assam, and there's a lack of that transportation or maybe awareness related to generating the consumer demand. This is one part. Second part, if I talk about this, that to manufacture or to produce once a year using the can. So but it needs 2-3 mandates. So if I talk about the mandates way, so at least that the automatically the product prices is going to increase. And there is no, when I visited those enterprises, basically in the Dibrugarh area, they found that the lack of training, or that mostly those are made by the hand tools only. So that need to be look into that how to uplift this industry. Now, SMS jewelry, I have divided this into two parts. The reason is that the Barpeta, the way they operate their enterprises, and in Nogao, their operation is completely different. Now, let's just highlight first the Nogao, though I have mentioned in the second. So, that this cluster, what I found that out of all the cluster are the most organized, but still there is a problem in terms of, because they are manufacturing, they're producing those jewelry using the gold. I mean, gold as a metal. It's one of the precious metal. And the price of the products is every day changes with respect to, the what we talk about the BSE or NSE, the gold prices. But what they do, they are buying those gold from the local suppliers, and automatically at least 3 to 5% higher price they are paying. And the refined item, the produced jewelry, they are also reselling to those jewelries. Means if I say that this enterprises has become an auxiliary unit to those retail chain, to jewelry retailers who are running their businesses in those specific locations. So, I mean, the growth is not happening that way. Out of that, some of them are smart, like that Pavitra Kalita, the secretary whom I interacted. I'm lucky to, that get him to get the survey across all the units located in that Ranthali. So what I found there, that some of the people, they took the orders through online, and they are trying to generate the consumers from the other part of the country. But that awareness need to be built across the enterprises. Some of them have created their they opened the retail outlet in Guwahati as well, and they are selling the produce item in the retail outlet. So what I found that few of them are aware and few of them are not. I mean, they need awareness. They need the facilitation in terms of the marketing, in terms of the training, in terms of generating consumers and procurement of raw material as well. But whereas the situation is reverse in Borpeta, those enterprises, the jewelry enterprises, are highly that very poor condition. And this Borpeta units, they are not manufacturing the gold jewelries. They are mainly playing with the silvers and other metals. So what their major competitors is that Mumbai based or Kolkata based those artificial jewelries that is available in the market. Whereas the Nogao units are more, that I would say that they are a little bit compared to the other units are self-reliant, but they.
I think we can come to the conclusion now.
Okay, sure. Listen, I just have just give me 2 minutes, so I'm just going to wind it up. So this was about the bell metal industry and bamboo industry as well, and firecracker industry and brass metal. This is one of the industry where there's a major issues are in terms of the training is prevails. Now, this slide is basically, that's just to compare that my findings with that previous studies. They talked about that how that the challenges that prevailed. So what I tested, that's my outcome of my study and the previous study, the challenges are somehow similar. If I talk about now areas need to be focused from the summary of these that from my study, them to make our industries more self-reliant. So obviously, by focusing each of that, enterprises, industries where they're running, and to identifying the causes of problems, and accordingly, through creating an opportunity for each of the industries, a separate kind of opportunity to make them more self-reliant. And I believe that where we need the participation from all the stakeholders who is associated with that, like policymakers, banks, academicians, and researchers, and together we can make these enterprises self-reliant. So this is all about from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Can you be a little bit louder?
Okay. So thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for this beautiful presentation and insightful case study. We also feel that this kind of case studies, we need more this kind of case studies, and to know the reality of the how this enterprise is functioning. So I really thank you for your presentation. It's a nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. And we have almost come to the end of the first technical session. So after this, we'll be having a 1-hour lunch break, and then we'll resume with the other technical sessions. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. There are some issues with my network, so I got disconnected. Sorry for that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Shall I leave?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, thank you so much.
Best of luck.
এখন শোনা যায় কিছু? Hello?
শোনা যাইতেছে স্যার, যাইতেছে।
একদম বঢ়িয়া বঢ়িয়া।
ওকে।
ফাইন। তার মানে এখন তোমার ক্লিয়ার আছে না?
হ্যাঁ, ক্লিয়ার আছে।
ঠিক আছে, তাহলে থাকো, তাহলে ইয়েতে স্ক্রিনে থাকো।
আছি এখানে। এখনো দেখি শুরু হইতেছে না।
শুরু মানে আড়াইটার সময় দেখলাম।
আড়াইটার সময় দেখাইছে নাকি?
হ্যাঁ, আড়াইটার সময় দেখলাম, আমি মাত্র দেখলাম, আড়াইটার সময় দেখাইতেছে।
আচ্ছা, তাহলে দেরি আছে এখনো। ডাটা
স্ক্রিনটা
শেষ
দেখো
হয়ে
তোমার।
যাবে স্যার, আমি একটু ডাটা
হ্যাঁ,
একটু ডাটাটা অফ করিয়া রাখতে আছি একটু।
ঠিক আছে,
ডাটা।
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা। Respected resource person, Dr. Anup Kumar Das, Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Rajiv Gandhi University, Arunachal Pradesh. Session Coordinator, Ankita Datta Madam. Technical person, Nilutpal Chutia Sir. Reporter, Pimli Langtasa Madam, and my dear participant.